that can figure out how to keep getting better and evolve.
For sure. And that type of stuff is like the last time I was on a show, what I was talking about, it's like a gift and a curse, man. It's like you have to be all in at something. Those kind of people who are built like that, whether it's fighting or drinking or whether it's good or bad, you're going all in. It's
That's
dangerous.
The problem, yeah. The problem is like we see with Conor, when they don't have the fighting, then they go all in with the other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Fighting was always, for me, always pulled everything together, you know? That's why, like, retiring is scary, man. Days are long. I have a lot of time. I don't have to get ready for a fight. I don't,
You're still a young man, too. You still have a whole lot of life ahead of you.
I'm 37, man.
Yeah, so it makes you think, like, what do I do now? What do I do with my future? What do I do? What do you want to do?
Dude, I kind of got, like...
Play War Thunder now. Join millions of players across the globe in massive battles on tanks, aircraft, and helicopters in the most extensive vehicle combat game ever made. Take control over the battlefield in ground vehicles, rain down rocket volleys in helicopters, dogfight your enemies in aircraft, and bomb whatever is left into the dust. Play on more than 15 vehicles from early World War II to present day. Experience the transition from historic biplane fighters and iconic World War II tanks to supersonic jets and modern battle tanks fighting alongside attack helicopters. Upgrade your vehicles, customize their appearance, and level up your crew to become the best commander on the battlefield. Download War Thunder now for free on warthunder.com, your PS4 or Xbox One.
For a week or so, I wouldn't say depressed, but I kind of got into like a funk. Like, what the
Shit
hell am I
sound
going to do
hell
with
of a
my life?
lot better
Every
and
day
clear
I would
now.
wake up for the last 20 years. How can I be a better fighter? What's new in fitness? How can I push myself? I want to be the champion, and then boom, you lay the gloves down and you wake up and you're a fucking civilian. Like, it feels crazy, you know? It's like I'm relearning who I am. Like, I always knew fighting was just something I did. It wasn't who I was. But after 20 years of doing it, even though you know that and you think that, like fuck, I don't know who I am without fighting.
How long did it take?
I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a lot of things.
Right.
But like fighting was a cloud in my mind that never went away for 20 years.
Right.
And now I wake up and it's gone. Like, what do I do? I'm still trying to find out, Joe. I don't know.
Did you still get nervous when you would go to events? You know, that feeling that you get like you
When
feel
I
like you could
competed?
be competing? No.
Yeah,
like
dude.
When you go to other events for other people.
Yeah,
like
just
the feeling like you might have to compete.
Dude, my hands are sweaty. Yeah.
That's weird, right?
For sure.
I mean, obviously,
It just happened to me a couple weeks when Max fought Charles. I was nervous. I had armpit stains. My hands were sweating. I'm like, dude, I hope those people don't see this.
right, because you feel like you're still there.
I'm connected to both these guys for some reason.
Well, you are forever.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's what's so interesting about watching like old fighters, even old boxers when they go to like Hall of Fame ceremonies and they're seeing each other and hugging. Like those guys are connected in time forever.
Yeah,
Forever.
Max came up to the desk and I was like, we spent an hour of our lives fighting each other, as hard as we could. And he didn't even know. He's like, no way, an hour? I'm like, yeah, dude. We went to two 5-round decisions, and we fought. The first fight was 1 or 2 rounds, so it's an hour of fight.
Yeah.
We spent
That's
an hour
crazy.
beating each other up.
That is crazy when you think about it.
An hour is a long time. An hour is a long time to fight another man.
Especially bearing your soul in front of the world. It's not a regular hour. Just hanging out at the beach.
It's the biggest hour.
Yeah. And it's an hour you're prepared for months each time.
But because of that, like you were saying with the boxers, like we have an unwritten thing we know about each other.
Yeah.
Something we never spoke about, but we know each other better than a lot of people do.
Yeah, you know when a person breaks and who doesn't break.
Max doesn't break.
He doesn't break.
No.
I mean, you see it in that fight. I mean, how does he go through that whole round and not get submitted?
Yeah.
Dry with Oliveira on his back and got close a few times. Like he's
Oh,
crushing
yeah,
his face.
yeah.
You know?
Like that old Shinya Aoki where you go the angle, you can choke through the jaw.
Oh, yeah, man. Guys go to sleep.
Neck
with
crank,
that.
it'll choke you to sleep through the jaw.
Well, even just a rear naked across your face, I've seen guys go to sleep.
Yeah.
They just go to sleep. You try not to tap. You just wake up and you're like, how did he choke me out over my face? Because it's like
If you get enough torque and crank, it'll cut off the vein or whatever. It'll put you out.
It's enough. Which is nuts.
And it's so much pain on the jaw too.
Oh, it's horrible.
Choking, getting lack of oxygen to the brain is one thing. Like the jaw binding up against the bones, like You know that sharp pain you get when somebody's face cranking you in your
Oh, it's
jaw?
hell.
Yeah, it feels like it's gonna dislocate.
Yeah, well, that was the thing with Khabib and Conor, where he did that torque, that torque crank, where he got his neck and he cinched it up with the forearm behind the neck,
Yeah.
and pulls back like this. Like that is hell.
And those guys' squeeze is different. Man. Those guys'
Different.
squeeze is different.
What is something about lifelong grapplers? There's like a density to them that's
And,
just different.
The density, the strength, and just like the knowing of where to put the pressure and what angle to turn your hips to make a big difference. You know, people outside don't even see it, but it's so crucial in the moment.
Yeah.
When somebody's on your back and they just turn a little bit with the elbow, you know, rather than just squeeze straight on. Small things like that, or you know, what win fights.
I'll tell you the fight that I'm really looking forward to. Really looking forward to, because I don't know what's going to happen, is Hamza versus Strickland. I'm very interested in that fight. Strickland is a fucking nightmare standing up.
For sure. For sure.
What he did at Fluffy Hernandez, I was like, holy shit, man.
The body shot, the finish, but he made Fluffy fight. You know, he fights at a slower pace. He has his own pace in there, and he kind of forces the other guy to fight. His opponent has to fight this pace with him. I think the best chance is to blitz him, do unorthodox things, because he wants to jab, circle, throw a kick, jab, circle. He keeps a very slow pace. He's not sprinting or trying to blast you out of there. He just
Well, he doesn't get hit much.
chips away, high guard, good shell.
Yeah, very good shell. His
Yeah.
defense is extraordinary. He, you know, one of the things he was telling me is like, I spar more than anybody and I get hit less than anybody. And that is true. Like, if you think about how much that guy spars, it's a giant part of his training.
Look at James Toney. He was hard. He
Right.
was hard to hit, and all you did was spar.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Perfect example.
There's something taught in those moments.
100%. Understanding distance, timing, pattern recognition. You're constantly in there, moving around.
Right.
It's like, and then there's also the cardio that comes from sparring.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
Like, because his cardio is almost entirely based on sparring. And, man, that motherfucker doesn't get tired in there.
Right.
And the Fluffy fight was like, I thought Fluffy was going to be a problem. I'm like, Fluffy's really good, man. I think he submitted Adolfo Vieira. He's got all this fucking crazy cardio. He puts a pace on guys. And Strickland made it look like he just didn't belong in there.
He's so heavy on that front foot, though. I can't believe guys aren't smashing that calf, man.
I know. Well, he's hard to hit, man. And he also knows how to do that fucking... that hacky sack thing where, you know, like you're bending your knee upwards. You know what I mean?
To check it?
Yeah, well, you don't even check it. You just kind of like relax your leg and lift it up. You know who showed me that is Alex Pereira. He's like, instead of checking it, it's like if you check it, it still hurts you.
For sure.
But he just lifts his leg up. He just goes heel to knee on the opposite side. And so, like a hacky sack.
Right. I've seen guys take thigh leg kicks like that.
Yeah.
Kind of let it swing a little.
But he does it with the calf, so it's like he sees it coming. Instead of doing that and stepping out and checking it, he just like look at this.
That,
See
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that I think in this instance, I think that was probably the.
Swing easy, King. Let the club do the work. Remember to rotate those hips.
There's a reason why Americans are more polarized than ever. We just haven't been able to pinpoint exactly what it is until now. Partisan tensions are inescapable in the modern era. Today, nearly 2/3 of Americans say that we are more divided as a nation than we've ever been before. This isn't about policy. This is about emotion. This is about hatred. We can't solve polarization until we understand where it's coming from. We have to find out what's causing partisan animosity to grow in this country. We've created the most detailed report on American political polarization that's ever existed. We call it American Political Pulse. We think of it as an EKG of American democracy. And our research suggests that there's a very clear and singular reason for why partisan animosity is at an all-time high.
This is Stand Together Presents stories, ideas, and advice from changemakers tackling our biggest challenges.
When an American turns on their TV or when they go onto social media, they're going to see political conflict. It's not just in the period around a presidential election, it's every day. Here's the thing. The Kardashians set social culture for young girls, LeBron James set social culture for young boys. Our lab, for the first time, has identified that Americans are modeling their political behavior on what they hear from their elected officials. They set the norms for political culture. Let me show you how. At the Polarization Research Lab, we study effective polarization, which is the idea that Americans have a positive connection with their own party and hatred of the opposing party. We found that polling in America concentrates around elections, which gives us huge blind spots in the evolution of American political hatred. So we've built the largest survey ever conducted to try to measure partisan conflict in this country. Each week, we measure the opinion of 1,000 Americans. We judge their willingness to support democratic norm violations, their willingness to support political violence, and the extent to which they hate the other side. When we look at these data, we get some good news, but there's also some bad news. The good news is that an absolute majority of Americans stand behind the principles that this country is based upon. We see that strong majorities of both parties oppose reducing polling stations and will support the decisions of judges and support keeping censorship away from the media. The bad news is that we are very polarized. About 86% of Americans have nothing positive to say about the other side, and up to a quarter of Americans see the other side as evil or bad. When we're in a world where we're unwilling to talk to the other side, it's impossible to have the kind of critical, policy-focused discourse that is necessary for democracy to function. We're able to identify the connection between the attitudes of elected officials and the attitudes of American citizens because not only do we have survey data, but we're pulling in everything that American elected officials say. We have their press releases, their newsletters, and their social media posts. We analyze what politicians say by using highly customized AI tools. We're interested in, are they talking about policy, talking about the needs of their constituents, or are they engaging in personal attacks? And when we look at that, we can identify a clear pattern. When elites become more negative, citizens become more negative. Take a look at this. Conflict entrepreneurs are individuals who built their personality around creating political division. By focusing on conflict, they have abandoned their duties as representatives. They don't focus on policy, they don't introduce legislation, and our research suggests these messages cause the American public to increase their level of polarization, to increase the extent to which they support political violence. There's a direct cause and effect. What we're witnessing is fundamental human behavior. We're tribal creatures. When we see our side being attacked, we see that as a direct attack to ourselves. In fact, we're so tribal that when we witness attacks against our party, that's when we become most willing to turn our backs on the core principles of democracy and our country. A rational person might ask, why would a politician engage in such negativity? And the answer is that they see it as a way to get attention. They see it as a way to get a national profile. The American public has such a distorted view of their elected officials. You cannot have a responsive democracy if you don't understand what your representatives are saying and doing. The truth is, Americans, they don't read legislation. They don't watch C-SPAN. The only contact they have with their representatives comes through social media or the news. When the news and social media focus on negativity, that's all Americans see. So they get a false perception that that is everything that's going on in Congress. And that makes it so that the loudest voices are all that are heard. So how do we fix this? You can make emotional evaluations of the world, but when it comes down to it, data is truth. We've created a tool that allows the average American to figure out exactly what their representative is doing and exactly what the representative is saying. If you're a voter, you deserve to know if your representative is working for you or if your representative is working to just build a media profile for themselves. Our goal isn't to say that we don't want disagreement. Disagreement and conflict are inherent in a democratic system. You have to have discussion to get to the best possible policy outcome. Most people know this. Now is the time to make it happen.
Stand Together partners with changemakers tackling our biggest challenges. To see more stories, follow our channels. And to learn more about how you can partner with us, go to standtogether.org.
I don't know if that was the first fight or the second fight, but Izzy's calf was already done. He was really happy. He told me after that fight, he goes, when he got stopped in the first fight, he goes, dude, I wasn't even that hurt. It wasn't that. He goes, I couldn't move. He goes, my calf was cooked.
It doesn't go away.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's hard to do, bro.
That's kind of silly.
That's hard.
That's kind of silly. I don't think he really does that.
Block it with the bottom of your foot.
He could, though. I'm very interested in that fight, too. Him
Dude.
versus Cyril Gahn. That's very interesting.
For sure. For sure, and I know the power's going to translate over to heavyweight. That's not going anywhere.
100%,
He'll be able to
man.
flatline heavyweights.
100%, especially with zero weight cut.
Yeah. He's probably 230, 240, walking
He
around,
is.
230 something.
He's 240.
Yeah, dude, come on.
He's 240 walking around.
That's a legit heavyweight. He's
He's a
big,
legit
tall,
heavyweight.
long.
Fucking guy fought at 85.
But so is Cyril, man.
Cyril's good.
An athlete heavyweight, not just a big guy fighting at heavyweight. He's a legit heavyweight.
It is a crime in the sport that that fight with Aspinall got stopped the way it did, that he eye poked him. It's a crime.
Yeah.
Because that fight was playing out in a very interesting direction because Aspinall was having a really hard time touching that guy.
He was bleeding.
He was getting
touched.
busted up. He was getting touched up a lot. Cyril's jab is legit.
And that's what I was most excited for. I wanted to see Tom have to come back, lose a round and come.
Yes.
I've never seen him. Obviously, I've seen him fight, but I've never seen him in a real fight where you have to fight your way back into it. Or
How many times has he even been in the second round?
twice, maybe.
Yeah.
Something crazy like that.
Nuts.
And that's why the fan base kind of blew me away. I was like, these guys are so high on Aspinall right now. Like for a few months, everybody was talking about Aspinall, how good he is. I've never seen it. Not that he's not. He might. I mean, he has to be good to be where he's at.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it.
Well, my thought was the real problem that Aspinall is going to present is in the grappling. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's a big fucker. He's fast. He's got a power double. I mean, he explodes. But when he's standing there and trying to stand with Cyril Gane, this is the first time that he was ever in front of a guy who was agile and quick and very technical. Like
Right.
Cyril Gane was doing a lot of sneaky shit. One thing he does is he keeps his hand low and he pops that jab out, so you don't know where it's coming from. Up there. He does a lot of weird shit with his front leg too.
He is pretty quick for his size.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. And he's a
And good
great
mobility,
athlete.
good hips.
Yeah, man. Cyril's a great athlete. Like, it's not just that. I've seen him dunk basketballs and
Yeah.
shit. Like, he can move.
Right.
But it's just the fluidity of his striking is so efficient. Like, that's his world. If you just want to strike with him,
Yeah.
I mean, John Jones is so smart. John's like, fuck all this.
Guillotine.
Even Francis. Francis, well, he had a blown-out knee in that fight.
When you think TurboTax, you think laptop, couch, fleet pack, fair. This is also TurboTax. You want help in person? You can book online and come right in. From there, you're paired with a local expert right here in your community. And then they tell you exactly how they can help. You can hand everything off or file yourself, knowing it's covered by TurboTax's expert-approved guarantee. Go about your day, and you can actually see what's happening. Your taxes done right. This is how it works now.
When two companies merge, you end up with two ways of doing the same work and a lot of training docs no one fully trusts.
So here's what most teams miss: the way work actually gets done. Those processes live in people's heads. You would have merged two companies without aligning the numbers. So why build the future without aligning how the work actually gets done? That's where Scribe comes in. Scribe captures a workflow as someone does it and turns it into a clean guide. But instead of sending docs to people for them to follow, Scribe will guide people on the screen while they work. So new teams aren't guessing where to click. They're guided through the process in real time. And the guides live where your teams already work. So training happens in a flow of work, not in a folder no one opens. If your teams are still guessing how to use the new tools after a merger, click the link and see how Scribe could help.
But Francis just, like, took him down every round and beat him up.
Yeah, man.
But that's a different Cyril. That's a Cyril that wasn't concentrating enough on his grappling and probably never thought that Francis was going to employ that tactic.
Right.
And then really work with a lot of wrestlers and try to evolve his game.
I think Francis is on that Nate Jake card as well, right?
Right. He's fighting Philip Lins.
Yeah, he's an ATT guy.
Yeah. How good is he?
I've never really watched him train that much. I know he made it to the UFC for a stint. Then he went to TFL. I'm not sure how good he is.
Yeah. It's
I've seen him at the gym, but I've never watched him.
unfortunate that there's not another big name for him to fight. Like, I was hoping they could get a big name.
Bob Sapp.
I mean, who would be the big name? Like, who's
At
out-
heavyweight?
Yeah, at heavyweight. That's still talented. No one.
Yeah.
Heavyweight is the most shallow division in the sport. Period.
Kane's out of jail. Get him in shape.
Kane's got crazy back surgeries and knee surgery and shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
Kane was like too tough for his own body.
And all the years of wrestling, man. Wear and tear.
Yeah.
Wear and tear.
Also, just never giving his body a break, just constantly grinding and pushing. That's why he was so good. It's like he just.
I think in his prime, the best. I think he was the best heavyweight.
Well, he was certainly in the argument. In my mind, it's him and Fedor, but honorable mention always I give to Fabricio Verdum.
Yeah.
It's Fabricio Verdum. People want to think about losses. Think about peak performances. Fabricio Verdum tapped everybody. He tapped all the legends.
Great trying.
He tapped Minotauro, he tapped Fedor, and he tapped Kane. Like, just that alone. He tapped all the legends.
I don't know why his name didn't, like when I was thinking about heavyweights, why his name doesn't even come in.
I always want to give him respect.
For
I
sure.
always put it out there because the same way I do with BJ Penn, because people they only want to think about BJ Penn maybe when he fought Frankie Edgar or when he fought Yair Rodriguez. Go back to BJ Penn when he fought Sean Sher. Go back to BJ Penn when he fought Diego Sanchez. That BJ Penn was a motherfucker.
Joe Stevens.
Yes, Joe Stevens. You got to think about the guys when they're in their prime, when they're redlining for X amount of years at peak performance. When you're talking about like all-time greats, I get it. All-time greats, you got to think about guys like John Jones, Khabib, never lost. They stayed flawless their entire career. You're right. But for peak performance, when they were at their best, how good were they? I put prime time BJ Penn at 155 against almost anybody.
Yeah, you're right.
Bro, he was so good, and his jiu-jitsu was so good, and he can knock you out, and he was an animal. Just an animal. When he was training with Mark Marinovich, when he went over there and was like really learning how to get in insane shape, and he would come there with
Carrying rocks
gas,
underwater.
all that shit. I think carrying rocks was him. Marinovich had him doing a lot of like crazy plyometric stuff, and the Marinovich's strategy was, you already know how to fight. Fuck all this fighting. You know how to fight. What we're gonna do is just give you the most insane gas tank. So your fight training is like secondary. What's really important is just having the most spectacular gas tank so you never get tired. Yeah. But he hated those camps, man. He hated it. And he only did it.
Even in the peak of his shape, he was still a little soft. He was never shredded.
He was pretty shredded when he fought Joe Stevenson.
Was he?
Yeah, he had a six-pack. He looked good. I mean, it was different. But at 55, it was different.
And everybody's body type.
Well, at 70, he was never really a 170. You know, he was never. I mean, he was much smaller than you.
Yeah.
He was never really 170. He was just so tough that he went up to 170 and beat a primetime Matt Hughes. Yeah,
He stuck around longer than he should.
he definitely did. He did.
And
And he
that's what we
definitely
re-
fought without training well sometimes. That's the thing people remember.
Yes, I hate that though.
They remember that one fight we fought on his tippy toes. Remember that fight?
Yep.
Like crazy, weird shit. But you gotta think about him in his prime. That's what I always say. Don't look at it like Fabricio Verdum. Don't look at all the fights. Look at the fights when he was in his prime.
He was putting it all together.
Fabricio was a nightmare. He was a nightmare.
Like when they hit their stride. And that's what I was scared about, staying around fighting too long. Like I retired at 36. I'm like,
Perfect.
how much more athletic am I going to get? How much faster am I going to get? How much, power is the last thing to go, but durability, speed, reaction time, everything that I need. Like, and if I'm not right in line for a title shot or knocking on the door of it, like, what am I doing?
Right.
I'm fighting just to fight for
You know
a
what's real
paycheck.
crazy? That's when
I had to look myself in the mirror, like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna
you did the right thing.
be healthy.
What's
Leave with my
crazy
faculties
is-
for the most part.
The age that you retired was the age that Yoel Romero entered into the UFC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
It really is crazy if you think about it, because that's really what happened. And there's a few outliers out there in the sport. Like in boxing, Usyk is the great outlier. Terrence Crawford is another great outlier.
Dude, what about Usyk and Rico?
Crazy.
Rico's
Crazy.
a super nice guy. I love Rico, man. Super nice guy.
He's a nice guy, but without leg kicks.
The Whataburger Monterey Melt is back? You've got some nerve showing up with your all-beef patties, grilled peppers, and jalapeno ranch. Oh, we just missed you, that's all. Whataburger Monterey Melt is back. Download the app. What a burger!
So slow. I told you I was done with basic browsers.
Your setup wants Opera GX, and you're holding it back. Opera GX.
The fact that he's gonna just box, and he's gonna box maybe the best technical heavyweight that's ever lived. I don't know, man.
I learned my lesson, dude. I bet $5,000 on Fury.
Did you?
Yeah.
The second fight?
Yeah.
Interesting.
If
anybody can beat him, it's Tyson Fury. If anybody can beat Usyk, it's Tyson Fury. Because Tyson Fury was beating him in the first fight. He just got clipped. He got clipped in I think it was the 9th. He got really badly hurt. I don't remember what round it was, but he got really badly hurt and dropped. But Usyk is just so slick.
Yeah, man.
His footwork, his movement, and the fact that he's essentially a blown-up cruiserweight, he's beating all these giant heavyweights like Dubois. Like, Daniel Dubois is terrifying. What he did to Joshua?
Yeah.
Just charged forward and just put fucking leather on his face.
Yeah, Rico's a real heavyweight, but he's not a pure boxer.
No. I mean, he can hit hard. I mean, there's that.
But he's such a great kicker. You're taking a weapon away. It's interesting. It's a spectacle. I'm watching for sure, but
I'm sure he's boxed with a lot of like really elite boxers in the gym. I mean, but
yeah, over the years, for sure, he has.
The payday's probably bananas.
I'm sure.
And they're fighting in Giza,
in front of the pyramids.
Nuts,
crazy.
Who's putting this together? Who put that together?
I have no idea.
Yeah, aliens. That's where they're gonna land.
Like, they need to do a Coliseum fight, MMA or boxing, where they set it up either in the Coliseum or right in front. You know, that would be crazy.
Well, they were talking about doing that with Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. They were talking about that fighting in the Coliseum.
A real fight.
I know, that's so crazy.
Dude,
that would be so crazy. Have those guys be the first fight in the Coliseum.
Do that one at Meta headquarters or something. Don't do that at the Coliseum. Don't disrespect the...
Don't disrespect the Coliseum.
No.
I know, that's silly. So who's live at the Pyramids of Giza? WBC World Heavyweight Championship, DAZN. But like, I wonder who the promoter is.
WBC, I don't...
Is that their faces? That's so ridiculous. Look at their fucking, with their circular golden gloves on. Glory in Giza.
It's gonna be interesting, man. I'm excited about it.
I wonder who's gonna buy that.
Me?
How much is that gonna cost? I'm gonna buy it. But I mean, how many people are gonna buy that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna buy it because I love Rico. I've had Rico on the show. I think he's the greatest heavyweight kickboxer of all time.
For sure. I feel like the way combat sports has kind of intertwined all different stuff, boxing, MMA, how big mixed martial arts is now, you're going to get a lot of crossover. Before, you'd get a lot of hardcore boxing fans buying this pay-per-view, but now you're kind of going to get a little bit of everything. Kickboxing,
Perhaps,
MMA, boxing fans.
Glory has such a small audience, unfortunately. And this was the, this is the argument that Dana has said to me about kickboxing.